Hey guys, welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast, your free daily guide for inner child healing and repairing the relationship with yourself. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine and is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading, the second is a discussion of that reading, followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is a peaceful binaural beats meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you can join us today on this journey of healing, self-expansion, and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. As a celebration of recently passing episode 500, I've opened up a free membership tier for our Patreon community. And this is so that you can access additional resources as well as join our weekly Zoom support calls for free. I understand that there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I know that so many people are really struggling. And so my hope with this is to encourage others to take up the serious work of reparenting and to offer a free community where people can do that. I'd also like to thank everyone who's been along for the journey so far. We've passed episode 550 and continuing beyond. And so this is just a reminder to you all that this is a free podcast, but if you'd like to support the project, you can purchase the Reparenting Daily Journal where you can follow us along all year. This 333-page journal gives you extra insight and resources for each week and also provides space for you to keep your notes. Another way to support the podcast is to purchase the Fairy Tales for Reparenting series, volumes 1 through 3. This collection organizes famous and obscure fairy tales from around the world into 3 phases of the hero's journey, from beginning, middle to end. While you may think that fairy tales are for kids, I'd like to challenge you. These stories contain profound truths and lessons carried down over centuries that we can use in our own reparenting journeys. It's a fun way to reconnect with your inner child. Each volume comprises 10 fairy tales. Each volume also contains an analysis section that helps you dive deeper into the message, as well as journal prompts with space for you to keep your notes. Lastly, you can also support this podcast by taking a paid Patreon subscription, by purchasing some of the books that are available on Amazon, or by donating on Buy Me a Coffee. You can find all this information on the Support Us section on the website. Thank you again for your time. And so now with these announcements out of the way, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is from the ACA Daily Meditation and is entitled Wholeness. Just as a reminder, we're in December, and the theme for this month is reflecting and setting intentions. We're in week 2 now, the first day, December 8th, and the theme for this week is celebrating your achievements. Wholeness. While we're in the process of reparenting, we were born and become fragmented in body, mind, and spirit through abandonment and shame. We need help finding a way to return to our miracle state. Big Red Book, page 143. When we find our ways to ACA, we may feel like outsiders, like our outsides don't match our insides. We are used to acting as though everything is fine in our lives, knowing in our hearts that this is not the case. We are adept at controlling how we appear to others, careful to conceal the pain behind a smile. As children, we had to hide our true feelings, our true self, in order to survive. We were sometimes shamed or abandoned when we expressed our emotions our parents could not cope with. We learned to keep our thoughts and our yearnings to ourselves out of fear. With the help of our higher power and others in ACA who know of our pain, we begin to speak the truth of our experience in gratitude and gradually align our thoughts, feelings, and actions. We know that wholeness is again available to us when we experience love and acceptance from others in recovery and from our higher power. With the help of the ACA program and others along the reparenting journey, we can learn to tap into all of our emotions, including joy. On this day, I welcome my true self by acknowledging and accepting my feelings. I feel whole in my higher power's loving embrace. Thank you, and that's the reading for today. Welcome back. Today's reading frames achievement through a trauma-aware lens. The greatest achievement for an adult child is not external success, but the courageous return of your true self. The text reminds you that you were born whole, intact, expressive, joyful, emotionally alive. and that fragmentation wasn't your fault. Shame, abandonment, emotional neglect, and the need to survive forced you to hide the real you. Your smile became armor. Your competence became camouflage. The silence became safety. But as the reading also highlights a profound victory, you are now at a stage of life where you're reclaiming what was taken or shut down. One of the greatest and deepest achievements is no longer forcing your outsides to lie about your insides, speaking the truth of your experience, allowing your emotions to exist, and letting yourself feel acceptance from safe people. This is restoration. This is what wholeness looks like in practice. Not in perfection, it's alignment. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions and core self begin to sync again, you are literally rebuilding the miracle that you were born with at birth. That's not small, that's monumental. And finally, the reading ties wholeness to connection, your higher power, your community, and your emotional honesty. Joy becomes accessible again, not because life is easy, but because you no longer are abandoning yourself. The achievement being celebrated here is return. Returning to your emotions, returning to your body, returning to your truth, returning to the self you hid for decades. Claim that. It's the kind of achievement that actually transforms the direction of a life. As we go into the journal prompts today, number 1, in what moments this year did your inside self and outside self begin to align again? And what achievement does that represent? Number 2, what feeling or truth have you recently allowed yourself to acknowledge that would have been impossible in your childhood home? And number 3, how does it change your sense of accomplishment to view wholeness as something you're actually rebuilding rather than something that you're missing? That's it for today. As always, thanks for being here. Take care of yourself, and please do be well. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment. day.